Welcome back to Inquiring Minds. My name is Doug, and thanks for joining me for yet another Pen Resurrection Sunday. Last week, I showed you my disappointing failure in being able to resurrect this 1955 to 1959 Sheaffer Clipper Snorkel touchdown fountain pen. The pen had a number of issues, and it was hard to sort out which issue or which combination of issues might be keeping the pen from filling with ink. I had debated whether to share my failure with the world, but within hours of posting it, I got some excellent feedback and advice both here on my YouTube channel and in several of my Facebook fountain pen groups. Two comments in particular had me revisiting the O-ring at the base of the barrel and the touchdown filler. There, just disassemble it quickly, take that screw out of the blind cap, and drop the touchdown sleeve through. And you can see this O-ring right here is where the touchdown tube is sealed, creates the suction, and then releases that suction through a combination of this little channel on the sleeve and this little hole on the barrel. The comments were that a previous restorer had scraped the old O-ring out of there so vehemently that they'd probably enlarged that groove, making the seal ineffective. Another comment was that plastic over the years shrinks in size, and so this barrel is not as thick as it once was. I think it's a combination of both of those things. I took the Sheaffer replacement O-ring out again, and I sorted through my Pen BBS parts bag, which has lots of different size O-rings in it. I found an O-ring that looked slightly thicker than the one I had in my Sheaffer touchdown restoration kit. So I teased that into place, gave it a good coating of silicone grease, put the blind cap back on, and then, maybe you can hear that. I'll do it against my microphone here so you can hear this. Hear that? Little hiss of air. And I'm getting suction right here. So that means that that should create a vacuum. So I put the barrel back on. This is full of ink now, so I'm just going to be careful. And extended the snorkel, gave it a shot into some ink, and it sucked up 0.45 milliliters of ink, which is excellent. Then I wrote with it for about an hour or so, and just to make sure that the ink was getting through to that feed, and it was indeed. So this pen is now functioning nicely. I still have a couple of other issues with it that I'm going to work on here in part 2. One is that every so often that snorkel gets stuck in there and it won't retract. There, it's doing it right now. It won't retract again. I think this is what happened when someone yarfed on it so much that they cracked the barrel, and there's a small crack in the blind cap as well. And so I'm thinking what's happening is that that spring, there we go, that spring is getting caught in there. So one time I found that it had dislodged from here and got stuck inside the barrel. So I'm going to add a little bit of rosin to this just to keep that spring inside that little sleeve. And I'm going to tighten this spring right here where it seems to have been a little bit wider. Probably from someone really trying to yarf on it, they made that spring a little wider. So I'm going to make that spring a little bit tighter. There, it's working now. And the other issue I've had is that this nib is exhibiting signs of baby's bottom. So on my downstrokes, I'm losing them sometimes, and so I'm going to go through the baby's bottom routine for fixing that nib and make it right a little bit smoother. It's still got a bit of feedback on it, so I'm going to do that. And then I have to restore that cap. It's still got its old vintage scratch marks on it, and there's still tarnishing on that gold. So we're going to polish up the gold, we're going to polish up the barrel, and I've got that crack repair right there on the bottom of the barrel that I've got to fix while I'm using micro mesh to make this whole barrel come out nice and shiny and smooth and new. So we're going to do that, and while I'm at it in polishing things up, I'm going to polish up this matching pencil that goes with it. The pencil is working just fine. It just needs a bit of a cleaning and a lot of polish. So I'm going to show you that process right now. So I thought I'd fix up a couple of things before I started polishing. I actually went at the barrel and used some 400 grit flexible sandpaper to polish out that CA glue impression that I'd made there from that crack fix that I did, and I got out a couple of divots that were on the barrel as well, and then we're ready to do micro mesh on the barrel. But I thought I'd take the pen apart and fix a couple of things that were issues the first go around. First off, that inner feed inside the snorkel tube had extended when I pounded on this part to get this snorkel plug out of the sac protector. And so what I did was I heated the tube up with my heat gun to expand the metal on the outside. Then I gently pushed the point down on some rubber mat, very, very slowly and carefully to keep it from snapping off. And I got it to be in the correct location now. And I'm going to fix this spring by putting some rosin on that spring right there and getting it to stick there. And I'm going to use some pliers and tighten up that spring at this end as well, because it looks like it was a bit distended. And I'm going to add a touch of rosin just to that outside edge. I'm going to put this snorkel back inside, and we're going to get it to the right depth. But I think I can judge the orientation and the depth by repeatedly inserting the snorkel through the section and checking the orientation. So that's a little bit sideways there. Turn it to the other location, and that's not too bad. Needs to be turned just a touch. We push all that all the way in, put our spring back on, and then we'll see how far it retracts into the feed. Well, it retracts quite a bit, but actually that's not too bad. As long as it retracts in there so it's not sticking out, it's good. So I think my orientation is okay. I might twist it just a touch in the clockwise direction. That's pretty good. So now I'm going to touch a bit of shellac around that point just to seal it and to keep it from sliding in and out. I'm going to get a tiny, tiny brush, a little bit of shellac, and just touch all the way around to seal that. There we go. And we'll let that dry overnight. So now while I'm waiting for that shellac to dry, I can add some rosin. I've got a brush with rosin on it already, and all I have to do is heat that rosin up and paint the edge of that spring. I've already tightened the spring up. I'm just going to paint that rosin on the edge of that spring and slide it into the sac protector sleeve right there. There, I would just let that dry, and it will hold that spring in place from dislodging. Now I'll go after that barrel with some micro mesh, step up through my micro mesh, and then go to some polish as well. So I'm actually going to start at about 3600 for this because it doesn't have that many deep scratches. I've already gotten the deep scratches out with the 400 grit. So I'll start at 3600 and move up to 12,000. And I'm going to avoid that imprint completely because it's very, very faint right now. So I'm not going to try to polish that at all, maybe with some of my cream polish at the end. So I've polished the barrel, starting with 3600 grit and moving up to 1200 grit, and then finished off with some rubbing compound, which is from Meguiar's, a swirl remover number 2, which is a polishing compound. And then I finished with a mirror gloss number 1 from Anderson Pens, which is a very, very fine cut polishing compound, and the barrel is looking very, very nice. That crack still will have ink stain in it, but the crack is sealed. Now I want to add a little bit of silicone grease back to that touchdown sleeve because all the work on it, I've erased some of that grease, and the grease is very important to maintain that seal. So a thin coat of silicone grease right there to help that slide nicely, and we should have that sound. Now onto the cap. I'm going to add some metal polish to the whole thing, which is this stuff here, Auto Sol, and then I'll finish with polishing the gold bits with my jeweler polishing cloth. Okay, so I think that cap polished up very, very nicely. I did the hardware on the pencil at the same time. So now when this shellac dries on that snorkel tube, we'll put the pen back together again. So while I've got the pen in pieces and I'm waiting for that shellac to dry and the rosin to dry on the spring, I thought I'd go over exactly how a snorkel works. I showed you how the touchdown works, but let's go over it again. The touchdown tube creates suction by drawing this tube back and forth. When you draw the tube back and then press it down, it creates a compression which squeezes the sac inside the sac protector. And then when you get to the end of the stroke, the pressure is released with that little divot in the tube and through that air hole right there. The sac inflates and draws up ink through the snorkel tube. When you turn the blind cap, there's a lip at the top of that touchdown tube that engages with the threads on the sac protector, and it draws the snorkel in and out of the feed, back and forth. Once you've drawn the tube back into the feed, how does the ink get into the feed from the sac? Well, there's a secondary feed. There's the slit right there that sucks up the ink, but if you notice, there's a small slit in the end of the tube, and that, when it comes to rest inside the feed, allows ink to be drawn into the feed through capillary action. It's one of the most complex filling systems ever invented for a fountain pen, but at the same time, it ends up being very simple to use. Sheaffer only made these pens between 1952 and 1959. Next, we'll put it back together again, fill it with ink, and then do a short writing sample. So let's put this pen back together again and fill it with ink. Because it's been through a lot since I last greased this up, let's add a touch of grease to that snorkel tube. There we go. Got it in the right orientation, just like that. Then I'm going to slide the touchdown filler out, get the barrel over the spring. Let's add a little bit of grease here too, just a touch. Makes those threads work a little bit better. Put that down tight. I don't think there's any ink left in there. Nope, I'm still getting a little bit of a hiss. So that means, let's make sure that we retract that snorkel all the way, back and forth, get that grease moving, rawhide. There we go. Get out some ink and fill her up. There goes the snorkel. Pull the touchdown out, and we get bubbles. Wait for a second. I'm going to do it one more time. And there we go. And retract the snorkel. Get out some paper, and we're ready to write. And of course, the first stroke doesn't come out. 1955. Okay. I'm not getting any ink.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I had to wait for it.
Wait for it!
Okay, it only took a few strokes. 1950. No. $1955. Sheaffer Clipper TM Snorkel, and it has a fine 14 karat gold nib. And it just took a little bit of going. I've smoothed this nib out so it writes nicely and it's nicely wet. There's a little bit of bounce to it, and it's smooth in all directions with a good amount of feedback. But I found these Triumph nibs to have that feedback. Nice balance whether you are posted or unposted. Yeah, that's just a very, very pleasant writer now. So now what do I think of this resurrection? Well, I'm really pleased now that I have this pen and pencil set back in the world of the living. This proves the power of the internet and the power of YouTube. Thanks to all those who made helpful suggestions of what to look for and how I might get this pen back from the dead.
Bring out today. Here's one. Ninepence.
I'm not dead.
What?
let's recap all of the issues I've dealt with this fountain pen. 1. The nib had really pretty severe baby's bottom, which I fixed using a technique that you can see in this short video that I did on baby's bottom by clicking right up here. The touchdown filler would not draw up ink, and the barrel had a crack. I replaced the sack successfully, but there was no suction because of the combination of the crack, plastic shrinkage. Yes, there was shrinkage.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
So you feel you were shortchanged?
Yes!
And the O-ring groove inside was enlarged when the old O-ring was scraped out previously. I was able to replace the properly sized O-ring with a thicker O-ring from my Pen BBS parts bag, which solved the problem. 3. The snorkel tube had its interior feed pushed out the front when I pounded the sack protector gasket out, and it wasn't set inside the gasket by at least 1 millimeter to allow good ink flow. I heated the snorkel tube up and gently pressed the ebonite feed back down inside. Then I set the tube to the right height and shellacked it in place. The cap and the barrel had years of wear and micro scratches. I polished up the caps and barrels on both the fountain pen and the pencil. They are still vintage, but look smooth and shiny. And you can't even tell where that crazy glue repair is, although you can still see slightly the crack because of the ink that's embedded in that crack. But it's stable now. Now this set is completely restored and the pen and the pencil work nicely. It took 2 episodes, but sometimes these old things can throw you some curves. So thanks go out to everyone who made suggestions that helped me bring this 68-year-old Sheaffer Snorkel back from the dead. And as always, thanks for watching.
I made this.